Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our whole new world. All the lie you tried to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
Welcome, race fans, to another beautiful Sunday evening, depending on what events you partook in over the weekend. It's beautiful if you were able to survive the 12 hours of Sebring. But nonetheless, we are here tonight for another Global Racing League Truck Series event here on Nerd TV. And these boys are going to take to the banks of Homestead-Miami Speedway for some racing action tonight. 134 laps, and apparently the text and everything else is all black. So yeah, you can't read any of that. But track temperature right now, 83 degrees, air temp 77. But yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a fun one though. My name, Dustin Logston, and here bringing the actions and calls alongside me tonight is our good friend Keach. How you doing tonight, my man?
What's up, bud? How we doing?
Looking to see what we can't get done, see what these boys can do here for the Global Racing League Truck Series. Homestead-Miami Speedway. It's definitely a love-hate relationship for some drivers. It's a driver's track. I know some drivers don't like it. Other drivers absolutely love it. But it has definitely been a staple in most every sim schedule since the inception of this service, and since it's actually hit the real life schedule. So it's definitely a solid track.
Yeah, absolutely. This place has gone through a couple of different configurations since it came about in the mid to late 90s. But of course, the most famous is when they redid it in 2003. But yeah, this track is it's pretty fun, and as you said, it's definitely the driver's track for sure.
Oh, 100%. And speaking about driver's track, so we went over some of the information that you guys could not read because apparently I switched the text color from white to black. So, yep, producer flub up. You know what? It happens. I'm human. Deal with it. But we're going to go over some of the other stuff for tonight's event. It is open setups like usual, 100% fuel load capacity. They do have 4 sets of tires. That's 1 on the car, 3 in the pits. No fast repairs. 3 green-white checkered temps, and Lucky Dog and waiver rounds are in effect. So 3 sets of tires behind the wall, Keach. 1 on the truck. That's the ones they're going to start with. They still have to play a little bit of pitch strategy when it comes to this race here with the set of tires, because tires are going to be a premium, especially if you can plan it out and have a set at the end to give you that little bit of extra.
Yeah, this track is very abrasive. After about 10, 15 laps or so, you're going to be screaming for new tires. So it's all about tire management here. It's all about line management too, because everybody always says quickest way around is the bottom. Not here. It's ironically right along that wall, the Kyle Larson line. So we'll see how quickly these guys will go from the bottom middle to all the way up against the outside retaining wall.
Yeah, and that Larson line up there. But like you said, I mean, this track is already abrasive as it is. But running that Larson line, that line against the wall, you maintain a higher speed around the track. iRacing's telemetry and code means if you're going faster, that means more tire wear. So that's something the drivers have got to keep in the back of their mind and use that sparingly if they want to try to stretch those tires out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about tire management. So, you gotta try to manage that as long as you can, because again, like you said, 3 sets behind the wall. So, you can't just come in every time put a new set on. So, it's a lot of strategies going to play out here, but we'll see how it all plays out for these guys.
Absolutely, and we got Dwayne on the YouTube chat side saying, it's that time, baby, let's go. 89, of course, talking about none other than the 89 of Bobby Mantle, who currently, ironically enough, Keach, holds the fastest practice time right now. So as long as things keep going the way they are, we'll be taking a lap around the Homestead-Miami Speedway on the roof cam of Bobby Mantle in the same sense that we do for every one of our fastest laps in practice. The driver gets showcased a little bit, but what's your take, Matt, on this one here as far as tire management? What is the easiest way to try to manage the tires on such an abrasive track, and especially when that line is so high that it just adds to it?
See, I've never been very good at tire saving no matter what I run, so honestly, I don't have a very good answer for you. But
Perfect. I'm
from what
asking the right
I've
person. Let's go.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, essentially just go balls to the wall the entire time. Yeah, save them tire. But no, you just got to be really easy into the corner, really easy out, and just try not to be too hard on the throttle. Um, don't let the car slide, especially the rears. If you let the rear tires slide, then you're just gonna burn them off. That right front, right rear is gonna be very critical for depending on how tight your car gets or how loose your car gets. So
Yeah,
we'll
and,
see.
and a track that is progressively banked as well. So, I mean, you're going to see varying lines here. Not many people are going to be as comfortable as Bobby Mantle is here going right up against that wall. Some drivers will give a little bit more space. Some may elect to take that midline. And you may even have some takers that are going to try to take that low line if they feel they can make it stick and get that run to do a slide job,
Yeah.
on that passing car. So slide jobs, I would expect to see some. This track with the progressive banking definitely sets up for it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just getting ready to say, yeah, you got to worry about the slide jobs here. Guys will enter low and then they slide all the way up to the wall. So, although this track is easy to pass, it can be difficult depending on the line and all sorts of other variables into it. But it'll be interesting to see, especially at the start. These guys are just gonna spread out like 2, 3, 4 wide. So.
And on fresh tires like that's to be expected. Once the tire wear starts catching in. Bobby Mantle, we know, is one driver that has been known last season to take it easy on his tires, let a group of people go out ahead of him, and then he tracks them back in afterwards. Probably one of the more stable on tire management. But right now, Mantle at the top of the charts at a 32.2. Austin McGill in P second right now at a 32.23, so 300ths off between first and second. JJ McCoy slots in third. You have Kevin Martin, P4, and Anthony Emmerich in P5 doing the double duty as he did partake in the Sebring 12 hours on Friday night into Saturday morning.
Yeah, Bobby Mantle, he's probably, like you said, he's just going to set it pace, go, and if people pass him, he's going to be like, okay, see ya. I'll see you in about 20. So as long as you set a pace, stay with it, that's also how you save tire. And
Yeah, a little bit of a audio issue there, but as we're on board with Jacob Grant, that was not what you wanted to do on your outlap. He scuffed the turn 3 and 4 wall there, so that's going to amount to a 0x. So not what he's wanting to do when he's trying to lay down time, because even a 0x during qualifying will disallow that time to be posted.
yeah, just a little contact there again. So that's another one. That's another lap time that won't count. But I always never been able to run the wall, so I would run about a lane or so down. That way I don't hit the wall, so try to save myself that heartache of, my lap not counting.
Yeah, and I've never been one to be able to run that wall either. Now our partner in crime, Jeremy Stanley, he can run that wall pretty close. And I don't know how he does it. Have no idea how he does it, but he's definitely one that can do it. I've tried to watch his line, tried to figure it out, but it's a lot of wheel control, it's a lot of throttle control, because contrary to popular belief, you are not full throttle up there along that wall. You are playing with that throttle to keep it just hovering right there next to that wall until you come out to that exit of the corner. So it's a lot of control, both with the car and self-control.
Yeah, absolutely. And also another thing is it's almost like there's an air pocket in between. So if you can keep that bubble in between you and the wall, you're okay. But as soon as that pocket or bubble bursts, you're chain slapping into the wall there. So
yeah, and that's never a good thing. As qualifying is winding down, we have about 20 seconds left. Bobby Mantle still leading the way with that 32.20. Austin McGill still P2 with the 32.23. But Michael Thorpe Jr., newcomer, first race tonight is his debut race. Slots in P3 at a 32.28. That moves J.J. McCoy down to P4 and Kevin Martin in P5. So right now, qualifying sitting pretty good. We wrap things up there, and as they get ready to grid, Keach, we're going to go over the starting lineup here and see exactly how this is going to turn out. Obviously, we've already gone over our starting grid. Yep, I changed the font color, so that's going to be completely jacked out.
This is going to be fun.
Yeah, right. Bobby Mantle, Austin McGill is your front row. Michael Thorpe and J.J. McCoy are row 2. Kevin Martin and Steve Knight are row 3. Row 4 is going to be Mike Hayes and Dustin Franklin. That's going to leave row 5 being Jeff Wimmer and Don Blazer. Row 6.
11th, oh, yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just about to say, yeah. No, we got Tyler Honeycutt there in 11th. 12th is Brody was it Marinko? Yeah, there we go. All right. And then 13th, Stephen Hayes. 14th, Brad Miner. 15th, we get Joshua Raymond. 16th, Jacob Grant. 17th, EJ Luna. 18th is Anthony Emmerich. 19th, Jonathan Gaston. And then 20th, you get John Howard.
Yeah, 21st is going to be Danny White, Justin LeBlanc to his outside. Then you're going to have David Holsey, Caden Bullard, Noah Tansman, and then Raj Mangipudi, Ron Holmes, Chuck Cobb, and then Shane Wielden and Kenny Heath rounding out the rest of your 30-truck field. Yes, 30-truck field is what we are sitting at right now. So it is definitely going to be a good race tonight. 30 trucks. These numbers, Keach, have been phenomenal since the start. They have been bringing in at least 30 trucks, if not more, each week. And this is race 6.
Yeah, great car counts, or, well, in this case, truck counts. They're always good to have because you get more competition. You get more spread of talent level. Yeah, and that's how you go out and you go get betters. You get the good guys and you go race against them and try to improve from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's another thing too. We have talked about this in previous races. This is race number 6. And I know this is your first one here. Last 5 races, we have had 5 different winners. We have not had a repeat winner yet, and we are going into race 6 right now. So that always raises the question, is this going to be the night that we see our first repeat winner, or are we yet again going to see another first-time winner this season?
Well, we'll find out here in 134 laps. But I don't know. I think that 89 truck, he's going to be pretty quick, so we'll have to see how everything plays out after strategy and all that.
Yeah, and Bobby Mantle, one of those drivers, still chasing his first win of Season 7 here for the Global Racing League Truck Series. So he was close at COTA, but just missed it out with a little scuffle with lap traffic, and Stephen Hayes got the win there, but Stephen had a dominant truck anyway. So, but just missed it out there. But we are green flag racing right now. Bobby Mantle leads the way. Austin McGill in the 99 on the top side as they go down the front stretch, side by side, all the way back as they go through 1 and 2, Keach.
Yeah, here they come. But I thought they would kind of spread out a little more, but we're all 2 by 2, a little loose there in the back of the pack. I'm not quite sure who that was as everybody kind of goes around them. I believe that's the 74 truck.
Of Dustin Franklin, yep.
Yep, yeah, it looked like he was just a little loose there in 2, and he lost a lot of momentum and a lot of spots there. As everybody kind of gravitates towards the bottom to start, but I think they'll end up at the top here shortly. Oh, we got ourselves a yellow flag here.
Yeah, we do have a yellow flag, and that might have been... We're going to go take a look. That might have involved the 23 of Anthony Emmerich on this one. So we're going to take a look and see what happened. Yep. Yep. Just misjudged the brake point going into the corner there. Tagged the 46 of Brad Miner a little bit. But then the 85 of Justin LeBlanc just had nowhere to go, no time to check up. So he got into the wall. We're going to go back and take another look, though, at this. So I'm kind of curious because I know that Sun with that new iRacing graphics update, and now the Sun was all the way over on the other side. So
yeah, Sun's on the other side. Yeah, he
that was a
sent it in a little
misjudge.
too deep. Yeah, he may have saved it, but I think the 85 kind of finished him off there.
Oh yeah, yeah, and he would have saved it, but like I said, the 85 didn't have a chance to check up either. But like I said, that's a tough break on that one there, especially when other drivers are running in your lines as well, trying to judge other people's break points and entry points. I think in doing the Sebring at 12 hours is probably one of the biggest shows to that because we darn near got junked in turn 17. By another GT3 because instead of slipstreaming and showing the inside going into 17 and we would have given them the way, we just ran our line and our break point was just a little sooner than what theirs was and they full sent the crap out of us. So I mean, as a driver, Keach, and you do a lot of road racing, you have to understand that not everybody runs the same line, runs the same way, has the same racecraft, and definitely does not have the same braking and throttle points that you do. So it's always something that you have to learn and maintain.
Yeah, road course racing is very difficult because, like you said, everybody has their own different line, racecraft, braking point, and all that. So that it all just comes down to confidence, at the end of the day, because you got to have that to really send the car in deep. But yeah, road course racing it's not for the easy heart.
No, it's not. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can transition from road racing to here, especially when the preferred line is, and we've already covered that in our pre-race show, was that high line. So when you have a number of drivers that are in that same line, running that same line, and that is the only line that you're looking and electing to run, it's tough when you have other drivers there because now their break point may be sooner or their break point may be altered by the driver in front of them. So as a driver, you really got to stay on your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus another thing here, maybe not so much here, but more traditional mile and a half, so you got to worry about aero. All the aero coming off the truck, you basically are blocking them, aero blocking these guys. So you're trying to be out from behind the truck in front of you to try to keep that clean air on the front nose. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see how it all plays out here as we get ready to go back to green here.
Yeah, and you're going to hear us refer to that as clean air versus dirty air. Dirty air is when the truck in front of you, like Keith said, is just throwing air at you and it's upsetting your truck. It puts a lot of downforce on the front nose, or takes the downforce off the front nose, so you can't really turn. It gets very tight. You don't get the corner you want. You have to work the throttle a lot more. Whereas right now, Bobby Mantle has all the clean air in the world, so his truck is handling exactly how he's wanting it to handle right now.
Yeah, and he got a good jump there on that restart. So everybody kind of settles in, too wide out throughout the pack here. But you see yep, there you go. Everybody trying to file up the racetrack right now if they can. Try to gain whatever spots they can with the newer tires, the fresher tires. Because once the tires wear out, these guys are going to be absolutely everywhere.
Oh, and they really are. As we've seen, J.J. McCoy was into the wall, and then we had a close call there. That was going to be with Kevin Martin and Mike Hayes as they were going through the corner too wide. Looked like Kevin Martin got a little loose coming out of the corner, but they are able to square that away. But like you said, Keach, I mean, draft is going to play a factor. So these drivers want to keep their trucks as clean as possible. It's not going to play as big a factor as it would at, say, a Daytona, a Talladega, or like a Michigan or an Auto Club. Rest in peace, Legacy Auto Club. Thank you, iRacing, for maintaining.
Oh, truck around in the back.
But
wow, great save.
Great save by the 81 at Chuck Cobb. We're going to go back and do a Nerd TV rewind on that because that was an excellent save, but I don't know what got him loose coming off the corner.
He was just loose off the corner.
He sure was. Come off the corner there. You can see he's already back and forth and loses it. Throttle off.
Man, wow.
Man, good save.
What a save.
Excellent save by the 81.
Oh, we are under yellow, though.
We are under yellow.
Something else happened.
Looks like this one might have involved the 69 of Kevin Martin.
Oh yeah, you
Yep.
can already see the truck on the bottom. He's
He's
loose.
already drifting up there. That's not good.
That's the was that the 13 truck? He drifted up and hit the 89, which kind of sent him around. I believe that's the 13. May get my numbers mixed up here, but then yeah, he just slides down and the 9 just absolutely collects him.
Tyler Honeycutt, nowhere to go on that one there. And yeah, that looked like was the 13. It was the 73
73.
of,
Okay.
of Jeffrey Wimmer that was the one that drifted up.
Yeah, you just see him. He fought the truck. It goes up about half a lane, and then he gets into the truck here, and then he just goes around. Yeah, man, that was a hard hit for the 9. He had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, but besides that, he doesn't hit the wall, doesn't hit anything else. So Tyler Honeycutt, for the most part, you can see the damage on the front nose there from that hit. It's that's not good because when you get damage like that, Keach, that's when we start talking about the possibility of not getting enough air to the front nose. So, and if you can't do that, then we start risking it overheating.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have a little experience with that. The Xfinity race at Atlanta a while back, and I hit the nose, and the car blew up a couple laps later. But aero is very important here, believe it or not, because Friday night during the actual truck race, Ty Majeski had aero damage to the left front, and it kind of took him out of contention.
Yeah, it doesn't take much at times, depending on where that arrow is at and how it affects the car, or in this case, the truck. You can take a little bit of front nose damage, but again, when does it start affecting the truck? When does it start affecting your ability to cool that engine off? Because that engine is your lifeline when it comes to this. Without that power plant, you're absolutely nothing. You're just a chassis with body work on it at that point. And then you have to ask yourself, when does it start playing a factor to where it makes the dirty air effect even worse with that damage? And that's kind of what you were talking about with Ty Majeski and the damage he got when in traffic. It took him out of contention because it amplified that dirty air effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, damage like that, if your truck's loose and you hit the wall, it can tighten it up. Or if your truck's already tight and you hit the wall, it's going to tighten it even more. So it changes the balance of your truck a little bit. So that's why keeping it off the wall, keeping it off of other trucks is very important.
It really is. You're taking me back to my NR2K3 days. Fixed league setups, you really couldn't change a whole lot, but if that car or truck was loose, you go up there and sit here and lightly, wall tap that wall a little bit, cause a little bit of damage to tighten it up. I mean, there were little tips and tricks and ways that sim racers find to get the desired effect that they're looking for.
Yeah, and as we get ready to go back green here, usually if you're tight, you don't want to be on the bottom. You kind of want to move up the track. That way it kind of helps that condition. But here we go as we get back green racing. Here's the 99. He takes off. What a fantastic start that was. Caught the 89, sleeping just a little bit.
Yeah, and that's going to allow the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. to fall in line behind Austin McGill, your race leader in the 99. J.J. McCoy side by side with his Grim Reaper Motorsport teammate Bobby Mantle. Mantle now falls back to fourth place. J.J. McCoy takes third, but Mike Hayes now starting to peak, showing a nose on the inside of Bobby Mantle for fourth.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just kind of riding around. We're only 11 coming to 12 laps into this race here, so he's probably trying to set himself up for the longer runs. Hopefully we can get some here, but yeah, he's just probably riding around. Everybody else is trying to jostle for position, trying to get up as far up the field as they can before the tire fall off, tires equalize, and all that.
Oh, absolutely. And one thing the drivers were complaining about in practice is Stephen Knight up there on that high side. Looked like he might have scuffed the wall just a little bit, slowed him up. But one thing that was probably the biggest complaint, Keats, and you could probably attest to this with the amount of racing you've done, and especially with that new update, is that sun glare at this track is brutal. You can see right now that turns 1 and 2 that they're in almost completely shade covered except for the exit of 2, but all the way down. So, I mean, right now the sun's at their back, but when they go down that front stretch, Matt, it is a completely different story.
Oh yeah, it's basically the sun will essentially blind you all the way down. Maybe not here right at the moment, but yeah, it can be completely blind and enter in a corner. Like I've seen onboards, from a couple of years ago, like of Kurt Busch trying to drive down into one, and you literally cannot see the corner at all. That's how blinding the sun is.
Yeah, and that that is a challenge in its own. I mean, they may be at a good spot right now and a good angle to where that sun's not doing as much. You see a little bit of it right there, but right now it's pretty much being blocked by the front stretch grandstand. So that's good news for the drivers now to where they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that one of the worst places for the sun is Sebring, ironically, down Sunset Bend.
Ironically
Well,
enough, called Sunset Bend.
Sunset Bend, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, going into turn 17 there, because, yeah, you can easily get blinded and miss your braking point, same as turn 7. But, yeah, it's some good single file racing here. Everybody trying to log some laps, get deep into this race.
Yeah, now we've had, a couple cautions now, and this is gearing up to be one of the longer ones. So we haven't really seen these drivers, really get into a rhythm, really get going, because just as they're about ready to, the yellow flag will pop out. Right now, these drivers are really starting to go. So like you said, we're seeing that straight line racing. You're seeing drivers utilizing the draft right now. You see Jeff Wimmer was in the slipstream of Brody Marinko in the 2, and you see Stephen Hayes was in Jeff Wimmer's slipstream. So they're just working the draft. You'll see them peak out when they're going to try to make it, but look down that entire front stretch here. It was just a straight line all the way down.
Yeah, everybody's just trying to try to fill their trucks out since they really hadn't had a chance to yet. Try to see, what they need to do during pit stops, add a little wedge. Oh, there we go, truck around, inside wall, 85, hard impact into the wall. Oh, man, wow, I was kind of surprised that he got back going there. I thought that would have been day done with how hard he just hit.
Yeah, as they were coming off the corner there, and it looked
he
like
came down.
He came down, and that was a heavy door check. That was coming off of turn 2. Heavy door check there, and Justin LeBlanc locks it up, trying everything he can, and boom, contact.
That was hard contact there in the left front.
It was, and we were just talking about, Ty Majeski with that left front damage. Good thing is it did crinkle the front nose in. We've seen that, but he's got time to try to get some of that repaired on pit road.
Yeah, absolutely. Still a long way to go. And of course, yeah, we had to just talk about long runs and then end up not having a long run.
Oh, the commentator's curse. It's real, and looks like pit road is going to get busy. A lot of drivers. Oh, fake out by Hayes. JJ McCoy, Mantle, they all fake out. Austin McGill goes in. He's coming down pit road. He's got Michael Thorpe Jr. behind him. What a fake out. Haven't seen that happen in quite a while right now. But Keach, that strategy right now. They're going to go down and get fresh tires, but that could be the make or break that gives some of these drivers that extra set there towards the end.
Yeah, that's probably what they were trying to do. They were trying to fake them out so they can get track position, get them fast trucks out of, essentially their way. But the trucks that did come down, there was only a couple of them, but put them essentially in a hole to begin with. And, we're only, 20 laps into this race out of 134. So this is going to be a huge strategy game now. As if it wasn't before. Now it just amplified up to 12.
Yeah, and it did. Here's the thing, though. As well as I, there's 30 trucks in this field. And as it sits right now, 23 on the lead lap. But 30 trucks nonetheless in the field. Yeah, they have fresh tires, but in order to get up to these trucks here that have clean air, they are going to have to work their way at least through 23 other drivers to get their way up there close to in dirty air. And in doing so, they are going to be using those fresh tires that they just got, and they're going to wear them down. So at the end, it's Is it going to be worth it? Because in order to try to maintain and gain that track position back, they're going to have to burn those freshies off pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, these guys up here that haven't pitted, 20 laps or so on their tires, which may not seem like a lot, but again, this track is very abrasive. So the guys that just put tires on, they should, in theory, be able to kind of carve their way up through the field, as long as that we don't get a couple of yellows, because then otherwise it'll kind of equalize the tire out.
Yeah.
And it'll stop their progress through the field, but we'll have to see how these guys come through the field. I expect them to just absolutely carve through the field, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And what Keach is talking about, for those that don't know, is tire equalization. You could be on worn tires and obviously be slower. Fresh tires are going to be faster, but there will be a time where the fresh tires will slow down and equalize with the worn tires. His green flag flies, a 22 of J.J. McCoy and Mike Hayes were on your front row. J.J. McCoy, excellent start, and that's going to open the door for Bobby Mantle. He's on the inside of Mike Hayes as they work their way through 1 and 2.
Yeah, that bottom line, even in real life, that bottom line is kind of where you want on a restart. You just get so much better traction there on the start. Everybody's now jostling for position here, trying to get up through the field as quickly as they can before everybody kind of goes single file.
Yeah.
Truck in the wall, he gets it off.
And as it sits right now, Mike Hayes was able to hold off the heavy push and attack by the 89 of Bobby Mantle. But right now, side-by-side battle, Stephen Hayes, Brody Marinko, that's inside and outside. They've been like that now for the last lap and a half. And that draft pull, you see Marinko pull up to Bobby Mantle, had nowhere to go because Stephen Hayes was there. That's going to allow Stephen Hayes to complete the pass going through 3 and 4. So mark Stephen Hayes up to P4, Marinko back to P5. But these drivers right now, they're starting to get to that straight line again.
Yep, they're all going single file. I saw a truck jump out of line there really quick. That kind of caught my attention. But yeah, these guys are starting to go single file out back. They're still kind of racy. We'll see how they. Oh, big move there, just off screen, going into 3. But yeah, these guys they're out back. They're trying to gain as much ground as they can, trying to stay in the hunt essentially.
Absolutely, and you're wanting to know where some of your pitters were that came down pit road for service. Well, Austin McGill right now is slotted in 19th position, and look at this that he has ahead of him to try to get all the way up to halfway down the backstretch where your race leader is currently residing at J.J. McCoy.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get up through here. It doesn't look like he's too much on a tear, but he might also realize what's going on, so he's probably trying to save a little tire, as much tire as he probably can now, because again, these guys got 20 laps on their tires versus 3 or 4 now, probably five laps on their tires for the ones that did pit. So
yeah, 3 wide battle right now. EJ Luna in the center, Dustin Franklin in the middle. That was a good battle that was going on, and I believe that was Danny White that was on the top side of that little 3 battle, but that cycles back out to 2. 3 wide, this track has enough room for 3 wide, but you do not want to
battle for the lead here.
Battle for the lead, that's going to be between J.J. McCoy and Mike Hayes. McCoy up against that wall right now, trying to maintain. Now that's going to hurt him on entry, but he's going to gain it from the apex and corner exit. That's what makes that top side so strong.
Yeah, he got all that momentum from the top side, and they essentially carried him down the front, got him clear. Now the one truck, he's trying to battle back. So he goes back to the inside here. He might try to throw a slider here all the way down to the bottom and then slide it up. Does not appear that way, but yeah, as you can see, we're pretty close to the wall. We're not quite there to the Kyle Larson line. Oh, there you go. Big pass and a crossover move here from J.J. McCoy in the 22 truck. Let's see if he will throw a slider. No, he's going to keep it in the middle of the track, and he's going to hold the one truck off of Hayes.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about. That high line gets such a good run, and you're going to see it go right on by again. And you're going to see Hayes go to the inside. Now, if he can complete this pass, the 22 of McCoy is going to have that run on the high side, just like he did on the last set of corners. Oh, we got a truck spinning down on the apron there. That looked like that no yellows is down on the apron. That looked like that was Kenny Heath down there exiting pit road, and it was there on that
see what happens
access.
here.
Yeah, see what happened.
I have a theory, and my theory is correct.
Hit those bumps.
Oh, yeah, I think he just clipped the grass just ever so slightly there.
Coupled with those bumps that were there, but yeah, he was definitely flirting with that the grass edge that was there, so not good. But it was off the racing surface. iRacing stewards did not throw a caution, and we continue racing as this battle for the lead is going on. But as this battle is going on, we are going to take our first picture-in-picture break as we are working lap 29 of 134 scheduled distance. We will be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now...
And welcome back to live racing for the Global Racing League Truck Series, live from the simulated Homestead-Miami Speedway. As we get back to racing action, nothing has really changed up front. Keith, JJ McCoy still leading the way. Besides, he's gapped and put a little distance between himself, but we have a battle for second heating up between the Hayeses. That's Mike Hayes and the one on the outside, Stephen Hayes and the 13 on the inside, rocking the Whataburger truck. Much love and respect for that. They're going to go through the corner here. Who is going to have it coming out? We're going to see a slide job and a clear. Not clear yet. Still side by side down the backstretch.
Yeah, this, as we can even see down in the back of the pack, man, these guys are, too wide, multiple rows deep. But, yeah, the 22, he's kind of, I wonder if he's trying to save just a little bit. And that's why the guys behind him have kind of caught up, as now it's essentially a 5-truck race here for the lead. Oh, big wreck in the back.
Big
20
wreck
truck
in the
going
back.
around.
That's
Saves
gonna
it.
be,
Everyone.
yeah, that's going to be Joshua Raymond there in that 20.
How he did not collect more trucks, I don't know. because he essentially got turned in the middle of the pack there.
Oh,
They-
he
they
come
just
off
came
the
down.
wall. Yeah, come off the wall as he was stuck there, and it let loose.
Oh,
Came right down across the nose of the 34. That's going to be Thorpe Jr. And just goes around, spin cycle, keeps it down. You see tires are all locked up. That's exactly
kids.
driver's etiquette.
yeah, I was just about to say, see, kids, that's what you do. You hold your brakes if you get spun. Don't let it roll, because if you let it roll, he probably would have made contact with another on their night, and there would have been beef. So that's what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely, and that's that we hear it probably all the time on the sim, in hosted sessions, official sessions. Hold your brakes. That's why you hold your brakes like that. You are 100% correct. If he wouldn't have going backwards and he just would have let it roll, it probably would have backed right back up the track, and we would have seen a whole lot more than just 2 trucks involved in that. And the 2 trucks again being 20 of Joshua Raymond and the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. involved in that. He was the innocent bystander there as Joshua Raymond pulled it off of the wall after being stuck. But now pit road is busy, led by J.J. McCoy, Mike Hayes, Bobby Mantle, Stephen Hayes, and Jacob Grant, your top
there's a
5 right now.
Truck around in the back of pit road there.
Oh, big traffic jam. Holy moly.
Good Lord. I believe it was the 34 truck. Apologies if I get my numbers mixed up. It's kind of hard to see. I just saw a truck around there for a moment. So, yeah, there's...
Oh, that was a 78.
78. Okay,
Yeah, that was the 78 of John Howard.
I knew there was a 7 involved. All right.
Let's see what happened on this. It looks like a clean entry there. Everybody
He's
just checking
in,
up.
He's in. He clipped the pit road entry barriers.
Oh, man. Clipped the entry barrels, and that literally just traffic jammed. And then he got jackknifed, and that's really what caused it. And then he backed up.
Backs up. And then he hits the other truck again. Oh, man. Wow.
Yeah, that was
the Scott Bloomquist truck there.
Oh, yeah, that's Gaston.
Who was it a couple of years ago? The pit road barrier there, the Cup Series. Was that Kyle Larson?
That was Kyle Larson. Yes, it was Kyle Larson.
So we have the Larson line, and then we also have
he was just, I mean, he was honed in.
Excited.
Yeah, he was like tunnel vision, just following the 69 of Kevin Martin. And
man,
yeah, just
we gotta see what the driver sees, because literally, from our view here on top, you can kind of see, but when you're on board, when you're the driver, you cannot see in front. Like, the truck in front of you essentially blinds you. Yeah, as you can see, he's kind of far back, but you're not going to be able to see so much.
He can't see the barrels until it's too late.
Yeah, you do not see that pit wall at all. So and that's like, man, that's devastating. That's essentially a race ender right there.
Yeah, it really is. And like I said, going on the Oakley visor cam like that, the barrels are there, but you don't know how close. You can't see them. It's all blocked by the other trucks. And then when the 69 of Kevin Martin pulled down at the last second, John Howard had no time to react. The barrels were there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're just, especially if you're unsighted, you just have no time to react. Truck out front moves and all that. But anyway, here we go. We're going back green racing. Green flag is out. 76 gets the mild jump there.
It looked like he had some tire spin there.
I wonder if he didn't pit.
He did not pit. David Holsey stayed out, and he had tire spin, which slowed that inside line up. That's why you seen the 89 and Bobby Mantle, once they cross the start-finish line, jump out. Now, J.J. McCoy, Bobby Mantle, Mike Hayes, Stephen Hayes, and Jacob Grant, so your top 5 prior to pits are now back in there. And I would expect to see the 76 fall way back right now. He is in a very tough spot. 3 wide, worn tires.
I was just about to say, this is the advantage of tires versus no tires. You're 4 wide entering 1. We all make it. And there's the 99 truck. Our early race leader, after he got deked into pitting, he still hasn't even made made his way all the way back up to the front. He's not even top 10 yet. So
he just made top 10 right now.
Just made the top 10. So yeah, as you can see, being behind on strategy because he's essentially burned through 2 sets of tires now because he came in last time. So man, he's only got 1 set left, and he is in a world of trouble strategy wise.
Yeah, unless he did not burn a set the last time, he just came in to top off on fuel, which is also entirely possible. But he just made it back up to the top
Chuck
10.
Brown, I think they're back. I thought I saw somebody go. Yep, there it is.
Chuck
81
Cobb.
again. Oh man.
Was that Anthony Emmerich? And it was Anthony Emmerich.
Yeah.
No caution out.
Wow, we stayed green.
Yeah, that was at the back of the pack. So, Chuck Cobb way out of funk there. Right up in front. Oh, heavy contact.
I don't know if it was contact or not, but he definitely did get loose.
We're going to back that up a little bit. I mean, he was wicked. No, it looked like
he just got loose.
And remember, he got loose coming out of that corner earlier in the race, too. Just a little lower.
You can see the rear step out. He goes to catch it, and the truck behind him is right there. And he kind of, not that he finished him off, but the 81 would have saved it. And then he made contact, and then boom, man, he made heavy contact again.
Yeah, that was the 34 of Thorpe Jr. that made the initial contact after Chuck Cobb got loose. And then it was the 67 of Raj Mangipudi that Chuck Cobb cut across as he was spinning. And then Anthony Emmerich. And man, Chuck Cobb just all out of sorts right now. He has got to bring that thing down pit road, try to get that fixed. And here he comes. He says, nuh-uh, I need something new. Fresh tires, I need damage fixed. But he's got a lot of heavy left front damage on that machine as well there, Keach.
Yeah, he's got a lot of damage on that truck. That's essentially is going to take him out of the running. He's probably going to be sitting there for a hot minute. But as we look back up to the front here, the battle for first still, I wouldn't call it's raging, but it's right there. As the battle, as they make a liar out of me and they start battling for position.
Hold my beer, Keach.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they're side by side. Now, if these guys continue to battle side by side, that's going to bring everybody behind them into this battle.
Yeah, and it really will. You see Stephen Hayes on the inside trying to get around the 22 of J.J. McCoy. McCoy going to hold it, and he's going to get clear.
He's clear.
New leader, but crossover. Is he going to try it? Does he have the slipstream run? And he's going to show nose to the inside. He's going to try it. We're going to have to see how this shakes out. On the YouTube side, Global Racing Esports Network, Mr. Mike Lester, hello from Alabama. How you doing? It's not lame, says go Bobby. So lame out there doing the Bobby Mantle cheerleading squad. And Dr. Vaseline says let's go number 34 Thorpe and number 99 Austin McGill. Well, unfortunately, Thorpe was involved in a couple scuffles, got a little damage, and McGill right now kind of thrown off sequence with pit strategy, so they still got a lot of work to go, but they got a lot of laps, Keach.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys starting to battle on the back. Oh, big save. Wow, what a big move there from the 73. Lost it there on corner exit and saved it on the apron. Only going to cost him a spot, maybe 2, as he starts to battle back, but also when the truck gets loose like that and you got to catch it, it does heat the tire up, so you got to be careful after, for the next couple of corners to let the tire cool back down so you don't go back into the corner and accidentally, spin out, wreck, or, whatnot.
Yeah, it lays a lot of rubber down to catch that grip, but excellent save by the 73 of Jeff Wimmer. Like you said, lost a couple spots. He's looking like he potentially could lose another one here to Brody Marinko in that number 2, but looks like everything is smooth sailing after that near miss, but good job for the 73 on that save. But, besides that, it's a lot of straight line. 74, Dustin Franklin out of sorts. That looked like that might have been an awkward bump from the 2 of Brody Marinko. Kind of got him doing the wobbles down the straightaway, but he's able to maintain. But as I was saying before that, we see a lot of straight line racing right now.
Wow. God, these guys are getting loose on corner exit here.
Yeah, and it's right here at this 8th, 9th, and 10th position in this battle that's going on. We've seen, Dustin Franklin got loose the lap before from a bump. We've seen the 73 of Wimmer had that save. Brody Marinka was loose. He was a little
Oh,
wobbly.
these guys
Door
beating
banging a
door to
little bit.
door. Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if that looseness from Brody Marinko with that, maybe if it wasn't a little bit of bumper contact that kind of got him loose off of the corner from
Yeah,
the
I mean,
73.
it's entirely possible that that's what happened. So we'll just have to see how this little battle shakes out. Everybody so far has made a liar of me. I'd say as the run goes on, everybody moves up, but everybody's around the bottom for now at least.
Yeah, and it's very odd, like you said. Didn't really expect that to happen, but as they're coming up on lap traffic, that's going to be the 67 of Raj Mangipudi, who is involved in that incident with Chuck Cobb in the 81. He is slowing on that bottom side and drifts up to the center. It's going to force the 22 to go higher. Then he goes back down, so that was close. But you see the distance that J.J. McCoy lost on Stephen Hayes just in that little corner exchange, being forced out of the lane that he already set up at the entrance to that corner.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of what we would call aero blocking, or the dirty air. Essentially, the dirty air from that lap truck essentially got him a little too tight, and he had to chase it up the track a little bit, not only to get around him, but to try to keep up. As we see a couple battles here, the 99, he's trying to make his way back up through this field.
He just worked his way with that pass on Mike Hayes back into the top 5. He did a little right rear tail scrape against the wall on that high side of the lap before battling with Mike Hayes. But yeah, he just got himself back up in the top 5. But a lot of space going on right now. Pretty much back to about that 7th position, being EJ Luna. This pack here is all kind of together, and then we got a little bit more space before we get to 8th place here of Dustin Franklin. So this is where you're going to start seeing it get stretched out. And the longer that they run, how hard they ran the tires, how much of the tire and tire heat they still have left. As you see Jacob Grant working the inside of the 89 of Bobby Mantle right now. I'm kind of wondering, because Mantle has been running a very conservative run since the drop of the green flag for this restart. I'm kind of wondering if he's trying to maintain and elongate out this set of tires as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. He's trying to save, but also you can't lose too much ground, because then otherwise all that saving will essentially do nothing for you. Because if we end up having green flag pit stops here later on, if you lose way too much ground, you're essentially kind of, I wouldn't say you shoot yourself in the foot, but you kind of pretty much do. You can't make up that much ground on the same set of tire.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's a give and take kind of relationship. Like, you have to judge, where you need to be at, and in relation to the new set of tires and how much you can do. Got a battle for 3rd right now. Jacob Grant on the inside. He's showing inside all the way around. Will he have Mantle clear on corner exit? Mantle's going to get that high side run. Will not have him clear. Side-by-side battle to the line.
Yeah, now everybody's kind of making me not a liar as they start to gravitate towards the top. Not quite the Kyle Larson line just yet, but I'm sure we'll get there with somebody eventually. The leader, he was kind of doing the Larson line there, but these guys, saving tires is going to be crucial. Especially on the long runs. The more that you can save, the better. But also, you got to keep yourself in distance, which he's still right there. He's 3rd. So. These guys, it's again, all comes down to tire management, tire saving. If you go out in the beginning of the run and essentially attack the entire time, then in the backside of the run, you're just going to be holding on for dear life.
Oh, you absolutely will. And, that's the one thing that I think I probably had the hardest time, and I'm still not the greatest at saving tires. Now, saving fuel and stretching a tank of gas, I can do that quite well. You can ask Jeremy that. I've done it a number of times. But Tires, that's a completely different story. It's a very tough mental mindset to go out there and say, hey, I know this truck has got more to give, but I'm only going to give like 70% right now. And you see all these other drivers going out there and battling you and passing you, and that racer's instinct wants to get back in the loud pedal and get back up there and take the position back. And that's the biggest struggle for drivers on tire management.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, I'm not a tire saver at all. Don't know how to do it. I try my best, and it usually don't work out. But fuel saving, I can do pretty good at. I did a late model stock race in a league, and I went for like 30 or 40 laps short of fuel to nearly making it. I was like 5 laps short. So saving fuel is a bit of an art form too, but it's a little easier than tire saving.
Oh, absolutely. It's saving fuel. You back the corners up a little bit. Roll on the throttle a little bit later, roll on it easier, not as hard to throttle it back up again. Depending on the track, you can clutch it and still maintain the momentum through the corners. So it's a lot easier to do it on fuel. Tires, not so much, and for those drivers that can maintain and stretch out tires like that, man, hats off to them, because that is an art form that I clearly am not a Picasso on.
Yeah, and I've tried a couple of different ways on trying to save tire, but then towards the end of the run, I try to get back in it, and it's like, no, you didn't save at all. I'm like, well, I don't understand what I'm doing, but so yeah, we got a good battle here.
Yeah, this is going to be for the 12th position. Dustin Franklin holding it right now over Noah Tansman. Tansman in the low lane there, and
That's 74 truck, and he is loose.
Oh yeah, as he clips the wall coming out of 2 there, it's going to allow Tansman in the 28 and Tyler Honeycutt to get by. It's going to open the door for the 73 of Wimmer as well. And if he's not careful, the 18 of Caden Bullard, who we haven't called his name very much at all this race. Again, first race for him. And we do have a number of first-time drivers as well. We did make mention a couple times. Kevin Martin in the 69 is one of them. Noah Tansman is another one. Caden Bullard and Michael Thorpe Jr., all new drivers this week, making their debut at Homestead-Miami Speedway. It's a technical track, so good there. A lot of bumping there from the 73 of Wimmer on Dustin Franklin. Franklin was in his line, and Wimmer wanted him out of his line.
And he's into the wall, but. And that 74 truck, watch him in 1 and 2. He tries to start up top, and then he just wiggles, and then he ends up about 2 lanes lower than what he started. That truck has to be very loose. And a little wiggle this time as he kind of makes me look like a liar, but it's usually how it goes.
Yeah, well, and the thing is I mean, if you do have a loose truck, a lot of times running a higher lane, will help you maintain that a little bit better than trying to. There's that wiggle you were talking about coming off of 4, but it will help you maintain and control that looseness a little bit more, rather than trying to really wheel it down to stick it on that inside lane. So, I mean, I can understand that. He's running not against the wall to give him a buffer. He's got about a truck width off of that wall, truck width and a quarter. But, yeah, handling on that 74 Dustin Franklin, not where he would like it to be right now.
No, absolutely not. I think the higher up that you go, the wiggle gets a little more severe, because at least with the bottom, you got to get her woe down, get her to the bottom, get her to stick, and then, and also it does come down to your throttle management. If you just mash back on it, that rear end is going to essentially break loose and try to go around. Oh man, a couple trucks there, little wiggle there off of 2, the 19 and the 99. But yeah, it's all about throttle management too, especially as we get deeper into this run. These tires are getting pretty old. Drivers are going to start screaming here soon that they need new tires, which I don't blame. I would want new tires too.
Oh, absolutely. They are putting on a spark show, though, is the 99 Austin McGill really sparking it up as they're working that top side. But this is a heated battle right now for that 7th place. 99 Austin McGill holds it, trying to pass Jacob Grant, now going to the inside, but EJ Luna is in tow. So this is a battle for 6th, 7th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th. So that's why they are battling as hard as what they are, because it's that top 5. That's a stat in that stat column.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, that 24 track, yeah, he was loose coming off of 4. But yeah, no, this is a good battle so far. You know, the 99, we've documented about his strategy woes. The tire strategy. So he's got to be playing this. He's got to be running as hard as he can to try to stay up front as much as he can before the last pit stop.
Absolutely. And we're going to shout out one of our partners that does not have a commercial, though, while the racing action is going on. And that is going to be Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. If you're looking for any type of collectible memorabilia, anything nerdy-wise, Dustin Sorber and company, they are over there at Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. They can get you the hookup there. Use promo code SUPERNERD. We'll save you 15% on any order over $20. So again, check out Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. And shout out on the YouTube side. Lunar Eclipsis says, let's go number 18 Bullard. You got this. Let's go Caden. So shout out to Lunar Eclipsis, and thank you guys for shouting out on the chat. Much appreciated. But this battle here looks like it has kind of worked its way out. The 99 of McGill now in the top 5. But
that 19 truck, he's loose. I just saw him have a big wiggle there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and he's fallen back. He's lost at least 3 spots now in about the last 7 to 10 laps. So he is definitely screaming and hoping for that pit stop coming up as we're working lap 71 of 134 as it sits right now. And you want to talk about stint length. This is from your leaders. So they ran 37 laps on their first stint. They are currently 33 laps on this stint right now. So pit that pit window is approaching very quickly, Keach.
Yeah, I was just curious about pit lengths, but also you got to remember that first stint was mired with yellow, so it might be a little deceiving, especially like on the lap time. But back out front here, man, Hayes in the 13 truck, he's got about a 9/10 of a second lead here, so he's in tire management. He's running the wall. His truck looks pretty solid. I don't see it wiggling at all. Unlike some of the trucks in the back that probably started loose and now have gotten that condition's gotten even worse as the tires fall off.
Yeah, your front 3 kind of spread out now. Plenty of room there. They can each run their own line. Even your front 4 with Mike Hayes. It doesn't start getting crazy hectic until back there at 5th, where that battle's still going on. Oh, the 99 went to do a slide job on the 23 of Anthony Emmerich, and Emmerich was there, so he had to turn it back down. That's going to slow him up, and that's not what he wants, because the 24 of EJ Luna, which is for position, is right there to pounce.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are starting to battle. The 19 truck's kind of falling out of this battle a little bit. The tire fall off the truck a little too loose here, but the 99, 20, was that the 23? And the 24, and these guys are all battling. But also, battling will take a lot of life out of your tires. So these guys are going to start backing up to the guys behind them to create an even bigger battle.
Speaking of battles, we got a battle for P2 now as Bobby Mantle finally electing to put the loud pedal down as he goes around JJ McCoy. Mark Bobby Mantle up to P2, JJ McCoy to P3. And I was just getting ready to say, that's probably what is helping that top 4, because they're not battling anybody. They can run whatever line they want. They can be as easy or as hard on the throttle that they want. And then just before I was getting ready to say that, Bobby Mantle's like, hold on, Dustin, hold my beer. I'm going to sit here and make sure you can't say that.
Yeah, these guys continue to run the bottom, so they're trying to, quote-unquote, save tire in iRacing here. But that 13 truck, he's running that top line. He's kind of set this thing on cruise control, and he's just going to let her ride.
Yeah, as he's, again, taking that nice arc entry all the way down to the low line, going through the corner off turn 4 now. We are working lap 76. That is lap 75 completed. So, yes, for those doing math, we have surpassed the halfway point of this race here. And we are slowly working our way to green flag pit stops as we're nearing that. And that's going to be interesting because Keats, none of these drivers have done green flag pit stops this race, and it's not. It may seem easy, but we've already seen pit road woes happen with John Howard and those safe barrels. You know, it's not an easy pit road, especially when you're on worn tires, hot tires, and you're trying to woe that thing down, and that's a flat surface all the way down there. So that could potentially get very, very interesting when green flag pit stops work their way around.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially since they don't have to take the access road to get in. But the track temp's cooler now than what it was at the beginning of the race because the sun's not out anymore as it has previously set. But yeah, we just saw the 99 truck in a big wiggle there in 1 and 2. As this battle's kind of turned into about a 5-6, about 6 truck battle here.
Yeah,
that 19 truck he stayed with him. I'll give him credit.
Yeah, he stayed with him, but as they were battling, Tyler Honeycutt went in there and did a 2-for-1 past both the 19 of Jacob Grant and the 24 of EJ Luna. Mark him up to P6. He's now trying to track down the 99 of Austin McGill, who you see get loose out of 2 and scuff the wall a little bit more once again. So Tyler Honeycutt playing it nice and slow, conservative run, but Keats, I can tell you right now, that has worked out for this man the last 2 weeks. He's got 2 podium finishes, 2 third-place finishes. So he is tracking to do the same thing and do it the exact same way he got the last 2 podium finishes.
Yeah, it started with a little adversity there at the beginning. He was involved in that wreck at the start. But, yeah, this battle is continuing to rage on. Lots of loose conditions here with these trucks. That 19, I've seen him wiggle quite a lot, so that truck, his handling will continue.
Yeah, and he's doing everything he can just to maintain with this group. He doesn't want to fall too far back with green flag pit stops in the very near future. He wants to try to stay as close as he can, get the fresh tires on the truck, and then go at it again. If he falls way too far off, Keats, those fresh tires are not going to do him any justice once they get back out on the race.
No, absolutely not. And then also you got to think about the strategy of when do you pit? Because if you pit a lap earlier, sure your tires will be up to temp and you can go and attack. But now the guys that pit a lap later, a couple laps after you, will have fresher tires for a shorter of time, towards the end of the race. So the strategy of when to pit, when not to pit, who to undercut, who to overcut, it's all, we're about to hit a very good moment here.
Yeah, and you want to know the difference between worn tires and fresh tires. The 76 of David Holsey there just flew by Tyler Honeycutt and Austin McGill like they were sitting still. That's the difference maker right there, and that's what these drivers are trying to work their way towards, is we're on board with Tyler Honeycutt in this battle right here. This is your 5th place battle. Is Honeycutt is trying to get around the 99 of McGill. And it's very that classic story of lines at Homestead. Tyler Honeycutt, better quarter entry, good apex, but that run off of the corners with that high side, Austin McGill is able to just clear them down the stretches. That didn't that time, though.
No, yeah, he about had the momentum to carry him through, but yeah, that top side, the momentum, also like you said earlier, you lose a little on entry, but then you gain it back and some through the middle and exit. So, but it also just depends on how much if you save your tire or not. Yeah,
and we know that the 99 has been running super hard to get himself back up there in that top 5. Dustin Franklin on his way by right now clearly has fresh tires on him because he is able to put that truck wherever, handling a lot better. See him do a lane change from the low line to the mid line and then back up to the top side there. So he's on a rail. So pit stops have started for some of these drivers. But remember, some of these drivers are off cycle. So some of their pit stops probably going to have to start a little sooner than a majority of the rest of the competitors tonight.
Yeah, and luckily, not that way. I'm gonna curse it anyway. But as we got a 3-way battle for the lead here, we haven't had a yellow in a while. We've had a good long run. Let's keep it that way, boys. Let's don't wreck. Let's not do that. But we have a good battle for the lead here. I was kind of watching the ticker up top, try to see if we were gonna get a battle, and we definitely are right now.
Yeah, as we're working towards green flag pit stops, your front three, your Nerd TV podium drivers, as they sit right now, are really working it. They have all closed in. They are nose to tail. And right now, Bobby Mantle trying to work the inside of the 13 of Stephen Hayes to try to get to that top spot. Remember, Bobby Mantle was your pole sitter for this event, but hasn't been up here in quite a few laps. So we'll have to see how this works out, and again, when their pit stops are coming. But right now, J.J. McCoy also doing a little battling. His Mantle is up top. Stephen Hayes scuffing the wall there. That's going to go 3 wide as Dustin Franklin is trying to get his lap back the hard way as he cuts the second and third place. That's McCoy and Mantle 3 wide, and he goes to the inside. Dustin Franklin is going to be able to drive by and get his lap back the hard way.
Yeah, the 76, he's going to try to do the same thing, but also he's got to try not to make contact with these guys because he is so much faster. He can roll the corner so much better than these guys can. So he has to be careful. These leaders have to be careful. So let's hopefully, everybody gets through. 76 does. He gets around to 22, tries to clear the overall leader, and he does. And now we got ourselves an authentic 3-way duel. Big draft. Oh man, 89. I think
and they're gonna go. They're gonna go 3 wide for this. Oh, contact!
And he's.
Oh, and Mantle straightens him back out. Caution's out. Mantle straightens him back out, though. Man, that looked like there was a lot of net code in between that contact, though, if I have to say anything, Keach.
Yeah, that definitely kind of looked like it. We'll have to go back and look at it and see as we look here on the Nerd TV replay. As he gets into the corner.
And contact is made right.
There
you can see, there's a lot of air pocket in between there. So that was not actual solid on solid contact. I mean, in the real world, there was still plenty of space there between Mantle and Hayes. And Hayes, heck of a job hanging on to it. Seen Bobby hit him in the front nose there lightly, trying to push the front nose back out. He does it again right here to try to straighten him back out, and then uses his truck there to even him back out and stabilize him, and off they go. So again, was not intentional, but good save by the 13 of Stephen Hayes, and excellent job by the 89 of Bobby Mantle to give a little assistance to straighten him back out.
Yeah, he probably felt bad. That's why he went ahead and saved him. As we have pit stops here, everybody should be on pit road. We're going to have, about 40-ish laps left? We should be well within a run, so everybody should, as long as we don't get another yellow, everybody should be good to the end. Which, as long as we don't get a yellow, that 99, he should be okay, because he is out of tire now.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to conserve what he has right now. Do want to shout out on the YouTube side, Caitlin, and I'm probably going to butcher the crap out of this. Solo Shear says, "Let's go, Jacob Grant, number 19 with a heart." If I butchered that name, much apologize, my dear. Much apologize. Chad McGinley. The man, Mr. Chad, said, "What's up, guys? Hope all is well with the broadcasters. Go Grim Reaper." So, again, that was on the Facebook side and the YouTube side. So he's hitting us up on both. So much appreciated on that. Grim Reaper definitely doing very well. Jacob Grant did maintain and was able to stay in the top 10, even with that truck getting as loose as what it was on those worn tires. So those are the drivers that you wanted to see. But right now, I'm going to run down the top 10 recap while we go through. So J.J. McCoy, Bobby Mantle, they are on your front row. They've been up in the top 5 pretty much all race long. So excellent running for both McCoy and Mantle. Tyler Honeycutt, great rebound after that early incident. Now worked his way back up into the podium. Now sitting third. Stephen Hayes with an excellent save with a little assistance from the 89 to straighten him back out. Still sits in P4. Solid truck so far tonight. Mike Hayes has been running the top 5 essentially since he hit the top 5 back on about lap 25 to 30. Solid truck there. Still a little work to go. Austin Miguel finally on the same strategy and cycle as everybody else. got this set of tires to try to work his way back up to the lead where he once was. Kevin Martin for his debut over here at Global Racing League Truck Series, sitting P7. Clean race besides that contact where he went spinning early in the race, but it has not slowed him down at all. EJ Luna on the 24 has had an excellent battle with the 99 of McGill. He's P8. Jacob Grant and Steve Knight. Steve Knight is P9 and Jacob Grant P10. That is your Nerd TV Top 10 recap as we go back green flag racing.
Yeah, now everybody's got fresh tires. Now they all can send it into the corners and battle each other hard. But also you got to save a little tire with, what, 30, about 45 to go. So got to still have a long way to go. So there's a big gaggle in the back here. Everybody up front's kind of minding their P's and Q's, but a big gaggle here throughout the back. And I got the YouTube side pulled up, and I got a... This is a funny comment from Ron Harrington. Whatever cautions happened tonight, it wasn't him. So,
We can confirm this, Ron. We can confirm.
I saw that and I about chuckled. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. So, back to the racing action. There's a couple trucks that scuffed the wall just a little bit there in the back. I think that was a 22 truck. These numbers, man, some of these truck numbers are hard to tell. That's why I get my numbers mixed up here. So,
the contrasting colors they don't have high contrast colors to be able to see it. Like the 23 of Anthony Emmerich's hard to read. The 28 of Noah Tansman's hard to read as well, depending on the angle, especially at nighttime. They've got that spec map on it as well, so it's got that shine. It makes it even harder.
Yeah, like the two trucks there on the top side. You know, it's really difficult. So that's, the 20, was that the 28? Yeah, the 73 as well. That kind of is difficult because it's dark number, white outline. It'd be better if it was the other way around, but we're not going to complain too much. It's people's paint schemes.
Jeremy would call him out. Jeremy would call him out.
Oh, yeah.
But he's the painter of the group, though. He is the painter of the group.
Yeah, exactly.
He has earned that by right.
Yeah. And then you get me with I like my replicas, but I do love that Scotty Bloomquist paint right there, that tribute, which is very cool.
Gaston, one of the best ones. He debuted that. I think last week was the first, or the week before was the first time he debuted that. Love the Scott Bloomquist throwback for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the Scotty Bloom paint scheme. So it's good to see it on track. Just got to get it a little further forward, because that's usually where Bloomquist lived. But good battle up here. These guys kind of, even though it's a little single file.
Oh, Mike Hayes. What a save off of turn 2, man. He got wicked loose.
Man, that reminded me back in the day. I think it was like 2018 or so at Kansas. Kyle Busch got loose off of 2, and he's like, "Nope, we're done. We're going back into the garage during practice."
Yeah, yep.
He's like, "Nope, we're done.
We're done.
All right, guys, just load it up. We're done."
Oh, man. But I tell you what.
That was a heck of a save.
That was a heck of a save. But seeing as these guys are all grouped up right now, this seems like the perfect time to turn up the tunes and let you guys hear the sights and sounds of Homestead-Miami Speedway with these Craftsman Truck Series trucks for the Global Racing League Truck Series. We will be right back with you. was Turn Up the Tudes as you listen to the sights and sounds of these trucks going around the track. And if you didn't catch it with all the fast-paced action there from the beautiful camera angles provided by Whiplash SimCam, 99 of Austin McGill had a great battle with J.J. McCoy there, was able to take the lead back over. That's the first time McGill has seen the lead since he was deked out and went down pit road and everybody else stayed out.
Yeah, these guys are battling. You know, that 99. He's now gotten back to the lead. He was pretty much the fastest truck at the beginning of this race before he was essentially duped into pitting before he really wanted to. So he's going to try to set sail. Guys behind him are now going to try to catch him. That 13 truck, I thought he was kind of in trouble after that contact, but yeah, him and the 89, they're doing all right in third, fourth, trying to save as we get close to, we're about, 32, 33 laps to the end.
Yeah, we are coming up on 32 laps left right now as we are now working 103, so 102 in the books out of 134. If my math serves me right, that is 32. Jeremy's usually the math guy. So if it's wrong, blame him.
Yeah, blame Jeremy. He's not even here tonight, so.
That's right. Oh, big pile up and stack up.
Big wreck. Oh, and we get the Bloomquist truck involved. He kind of makes rear end contact.
Man, that was a huge pile up there. We're gonna have to go back and see what started this. And the 69, Kevin Martin was already loose there. Mike Hayes was down below. Contact was made.
Let's see. He saved it, tried to save it, and overcorrected, and he goes back down
right into the 64. Danny White.
Yeah,
oh, Jacob 19. Grant gets it.
Hit. Yeah, that truck is destroyed now. Let's see. We get the 20 made small contact.
Oh, man. And then Jacob Grant makes more 11? Contact. I think that was contact with the
72.
72. That's the Scotty Bloom throwback tribute car of Jonathan Gaston. And
look at the 11.
The 11. Did he make it through that? That is Blazer. Did he make it?
No, look at the left
front.
Yep.
He's got contact. Yep, he sure does. Oh, man, I was going to say, if he made it through that, man, props off to him because he had to go way low on that one. I wonder if he made contact with the inside wall on that because he went way low, and that's left side contact there. Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, he was trying to avoid the spinning 72 truck. Now let's go on board here. Yeah, he missed it. There's nowhere to go.
There wasn't.
He tried to save it, tried to lower it down, but when the other trucks came down, he had to essentially turn himself back down to try to not hit them, and unfortunately that's going to damage that truck a lot.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there. I mean, he did everything he could, but like you said, had to turn it back down last minute, and it probably had to get on the brakes a little bit, and at speeds like that on the flat, you get on the brake and turn at the same time, those trucks are not gonna react very good at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Now comes the question. Now we've got, 20 or 15, 20 laps on our tires here? Does everybody come in for their last set as a strategy call, which will hurt the 99? Because remember, he has no more sets of tires in the pit. Everybody else has one set remaining. So everybody could essentially end the 99's night as nobody comes down just yet. Maybe somebody in the back.
Yeah, I think track position is going to be too vital right now in order for that to happen. There's not many laps on these tires. I think the track position is going to be key, the key to victory. And speaking of victory, while we're doing it, I want to give a shout out to Victory Fuel. Again, liquid hydration. It's not an energy drink. It is flavored electrolyte water. 3 amazing flavors: Throttle Punch, Purple Potion, and Lucky Lemon. Some of these drivers here would love to have that. Get yourself some at drinkvictory.com.
Yeah, Victory Fuel. I had it for the first time when I went up to Ohio last year in the sprint car scene. A lot of teams drink Victory Fuel out there. Of course, you get the Swindell Speed Lab team. They haven't been running as much since Kevin's had a couple of health issues, but Victory Fuel is very good. I do like the red can and the purple can. Those are very good.
Yeah, Throttle Punch is definitely mine, and yeah, it's huge in the sprint car scene for for dirt and everything else, and for good reason. That company was founded by Kevin Swindell because of the health issues he had. He needed something else to kind of get him along, so he was able to do that, and so was the birth of Victory Fuel. But I'm with you, Throttle Punch is definitely my go-to. Still waiting to try Purple Potion, as we got a number of trucks. What was that?
Hey, as we were back green, everybody, man, we got to go back and look at that here in a lap or so, but that was very.
Oh,
here we
already.
Go. Big one. And we got ourselves the huge one.
Oh, man, that was, I'm going to call it right now. I don't know if there was a checkup, but there was definitely impatience on somebody's part because they pushed that bad boy 3 or 4 wide on that one. That right there. That was going to be, that's the 18 way down low on that one. That's Caden Bowler.
Carl Edwards line from 2016. And then, he came back up and tagged the 24, spun him around, and then collected.
Well, no, the 18 was down low, and his merge back up, I think, might have spooked the 79 of Steve Knight. Steve Knight drifted up to give him room, and unfortunately just barely clipped the rear end of EJ Luna, and that's what spearheaded that. But I mean, we had just gotten the green flag 4 wide into turn 1. Boys, we can't be doing that. That's gonna have a chance of happening each and every time that takes place.
Yeah, I mean, on the restarts, that's usually the best spot. Oh man, look at his hood. That is flopping. He can't see where he is going. But
who is that? Is that the 28? Yeah, that's Tansman. He cannot see anything. There you go. Yeah, that's all you see.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, try driving like that.
Right.
But, no,
better yet. There you go. That's all he sees.
You're essentially driving out of your left mirror there, or the left side of, well, what you can see of out the window. But no, it's in the restarts. That's where you gain your most ground. So you gotta, essentially attack while you can before everybody gets drawn out. But yeah, definitely impatience there as we're, under 30 laps to go now.
It's make or break time.
If I'm a truck, yeah, absolutely. If I'm a truck mid-pack, which kind of looks like what has happened here, well, unless everybody in the back's already been taken out. But if I'm mid-pack, if I'm outside the top 10, I would consider taking tires and then go, especially if this race was to go all the way. Now you essentially have the upper hand on the guys that are in front of you.
Oh, absolutely. But I think, unfortunately, everybody that's down pit road all has damage of some kind.
That's what it looks like here.
Yeah, in that last incident or the incident prior. So as it sits right now, the leaders all out on the same strategy right now. Austin McGill still leading the way in that 99, right where he left off. And we're going to shout out another partner that doesn't have a commercial. That's going to be Race EPI. Again, top-notch setups, professionally built. You want to get some wins, you want to increase your iRating and your ability, raceepi.com. And we also want to shout out Brez Coffee Company. Again, excellent coffee. We have our own line there, Sugary Sweet Joystick. Check them out at brezcoffeeco.com. All right, we are lining it up right now. Keach, 99 McGill inside, JJ McCoy in the 22 on the outside. These two have raced around each other quite a bit. Stephen Hayes still in P3. Michael Thorpe Jr. in the 34 has worked his way back into the top 5. He is P4. And David Holsey in that 76. Remember, he was a lap down, had to get his lap back the hard way in the top 5. Tyler Honeycutt in 6th. Brad Miner sitting P7. Dustin Franklin in the 74, P8. Bobby Mantle back to P9. He might have come down for pits. And Mike Hayes in P10, or flip-flop those two. But they might have come down for tires on that last one. As green flag flies, we're back underway, Keach.
Yeah, I don't think they came down to, I think everybody's still on the same strategy. I don't know what happened to Bobby Mantle. His truck's gone backwards. I don't know if he's fighting a loose or a tight condition. Battle and 2-3 wide out back here. It's 24 to go, coming to 23. You know, we are at go time. You know, now's the time that you got to push. You know, tire saving. What is that? Yeah, there's no such thing as tire saving now. It's all out attack.
Yeah, you have to go. You do not have much time. You do not want to be slotted back because we got a three-way battle there for a second. It was 3 wide for P2. That's going to be Michael Thorpe Jr. in the 34 in the center, Stephen Hayes up top, J.J. McCoy on the bottom. Thorpe does the slide job up in front of Hayes, clears them all back in a straight line, but look at this mess behind. 3 wide right now. Oh, man. They cycle that out to 2 by 2 real fast, real quick. Probably for good reason after what happened at the last restart. But, Keach, we're seeing the aggression levels pick up. Like you said, 22 laps to go in tonight's event. You have to go. You have to get everything you can. Michael Thorpe Jr. in his first race with the Global Racing League guys over here in the Truck Series, battling J.J. McCoy, last season's points champion for P2. Excellent run for the 34 Thorpe. Austin McGill out front, just loving what he's seeing in the mirror right now, because the more that they race, the more that he can stretch. 3 wide battle right now as Dustin Franklin goes to the inside. That's going to be Franklin on the inside, Thorpe in the center, Hayes on the outside. They go back to 2 wide real fast, Keach.
Yeah, I'm very curious if the 74 didn't take tire on that last caution. He may have, or maybe he just, you know, since we only had, big wiggle there, big avoidance. But the 74, he is definitely coming through the field here.
Oh, he had to have. And the thing is Dustin Franklin has a win on the season already. And if he repeated the same strategy that he did last time, if this thing goes caution-free all the way to the checkers, and if he's able to pull it off, that's exactly how he got the win just a couple weeks ago. Same thing, late pit stop, fresh tires, was able to get through at the end. Ooh, big block there from Bullard. And Thorpe, yeah, sat here and said, no, fam, ain't happening. A little bump and pushed him up the track.
Big wiggle there, too. They're coming off of 4. Is these guys, we're at 19 to go here. Big battles. That intensity went from, about a measly 8 or 9 all the way up to about 12, 13. So these guys are definitely battling.
Oh, they definitely are. Gold Track on the YouTube side said they checked up. Frowny face, wouldn't have been 4 wide. Yeah, we understand those situations happen. It's checkups happen. You have a split second to make a decision. You really do. Hey, do I sit here and try to get on the brakes? Oh, big wiggle out of the 18 of Bullard there. He's able to hold on to it. But back to my statement, you have a split second to make the decision. Do I try to back it down, let them gather it back up, or do I see an opening and try to take it? And it's a 50-50 either way. Just that scenario there, it didn't work out for a lot of drivers. So, I mean, this is the story of racing for sure.
Yeah, racing's all about a game of inches. Yeah, one decision can cost you the race. Oh, and I believe we do have a new leader. Is that the 74?
It is.
New race leader? He has to be on tire.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is. And you know what? I got a graphic to help you out there.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, he is the only truck. Well, is Mantle and White on tire too? Is that what I'm seeing?
So Mantle came in about the same time. So Mantle's on the same strategy. So all of them.
Franklin, Mantle, and White, they're all roughly on the same strategy. Might be a couple laps difference, but Franklin, he is out front. He's trying to set the pace with 16 to go. Now he has to worry about Bobby Mantle. That truck, I had a feeling he was fast at the beginning, in qualifying, obviously, because he set pole time, waited around, got because you can't win the race on lap 1 or even on lap 131. You gotta win it on lap 134. So he's showing up when the time is crucial.
Absolutely, and I mean that's an excellent pit, strategy call. But with 15 laps to go, it's only going to pay off if it stays green the rest of the way. If we get a caution in the next, 3 to 4 laps, and you have the other drivers come down and do that same strategy, they will have enough time to get their tires up to heat and work their way back through the field. I mean, it only took Dustin Franklin and Bobby Mantle about 7 laps or so to get from, you know, the tail end of 10th place and further back all the way up to 1 and 2. So the strategy is solid as long as they keep it green.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, 'cause, you know, some of these guys, they still hold, you know, a fresh set sitting in the pit, especially like the 22 truck, and you know, obviously the 99. He's on his last set, so it doesn't matter if there's another yellow or not. He is out of tire. But these other guys, you know, they could come in if there's a yellow, and they could, you know, shake the strategy up even more, shake the field up even more. So, yeah, we're getting down to crunch time. 13 laps to go. We kind of got strung out here, mostly single file. 13 trucks on the lead lap.
Yeah, 13 trucks on the lead lap right now, all led by the 74 Dustin Franklin. But Keach, that 89 of Bobby Mantle is closing in lap after lap, 13 laps to go. That is a tough pill to swallow, seeing that John Deere yellow and green truck closing in. But you know as well as I, catching somebody is one thing in racing. Passing them is a completely different story. They are two sides to the same coin.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, especially on my time on the dirt racing scene here on iRacing. You know, you could set them up, but it's all about choosing the right lane. You know, if you choose the right one, you know, you're going to go around him. You know, especially in dirt, you can just, you know, if you can get above him and throw, you know, or even throw a slider, you can get around it. But on here, it's a little more difficult because some lines might work, some lines might not. It just depends. Especially tire, you know, as the 89 does get kind of to his back bumper here to 74. I think he's starting to struggle a little bit on that little difference in tire. Bobby Mantle going onto the inside here. He's going to try to throw a slider, I think. Let's see what he does. No, he's going to kind of keep it to the bottom.
He's clear.
Yep, he's clear. So I think the 74 used up what tire he had, which is only a couple laps older than what Bobby Mantle and the truck behind him have. But, yeah, these guys are starting to go around him.
Yeah, and the thing is Bobby Mantle can't hold off. He's got to stay in it because Danny White's on the same pit cycle strategy as Bobby Mantle is. So the second that Danny White clears the 74, which he should because they have about 2 lap fresher tires, and he does, now there's nothing in between himself and Bobby Mantle besides the air. And 74, Dustin Franklin loose off of turn 4. But either way, I mean, that strategy is a solid one from Dustin Franklin. Even if he doesn't get a win, he's still sitting in the podium right now, and he's still probably going to net a much better finish than what he would have if he would not have gotten those tires.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, plus it is always a game of nutrition here. You know, 30 truck start, 13 on the lead lap currently, so you got to survive to the end because, you know, again, you can't win the race on lap 1 or even 131. You got to get to lap 134 to have a shot at it. So, you know, good battle here. Couple spots behind these two here. Is there three-way battle for position?
Yeah, there's a couple battles. That is between Mike Hayes and Caden Bullard. Lunar Eclipse says, "Let's go, Caden."
Oh. Big wiggle there.
Yeah, he's locked into a solid battle with Mike Hayes right now. This is for your 4th position. So again, Caden Bullard, first race for him. We made mention of that earlier in the broadcast. And he is out here really showing his ability right now, running with a lot of these Global Racing League Truck Series veterans. But back up front, Bobby Mantle still leading the way. So I know I got some people in there. Where's It's Not Lame? Come on, let's hear it for Bobby Mantle. Got 7 laps to go. Can he hold on to it?
Yeah, we just got to see if he can hold on because that 64 truck, I think he's just kind of stalking him for the moment. Trying to, you know, he's not trying to get too close because then otherwise, you know, we'll get that dirty air again. So he's trying to save a little bit of front tire possibly, but he's also got to get himself within striking distance here as we get you know, we're at 6 laps to go, coming to 5 here, so.
Yeah, and we're on board right now with Danny White running P2, trying to chase down Bobby Mantle in that top spot, on board with the RaceEPI.com telemetry. As you see them working, he's pulling him in slowly but surely. But that corner exit, Bobby Mantle a little stronger on it. So everything that Danny White gains on corner entry, it looks like Bobby kind of saves that on corner exit. So he's giving it up on corner entry, but taking it on corner exit. And I can see right now that Mantle is running a lower line. So that tells me that he knows he can maintain running the lower line, and he's conserving tires just in case Danny White gets up there and he really has to rip it. He might have a little bit left on those treads to battle and maintain.
Yeah, just watching Bobby Mantle at that truck, he's connected. He's on rails. He's just taking off. At 64, I don't know if he's used up what he had to get where he is, but that 89 truck, he's starting to set sail a little bit with 4 laps to go here.
Yeah, 4 laps to go. Dustin Franklin still holding on to P3. You see right there in the frame.
Big wiggle.
Mike Hayes trying to track him down. 4 laps to go. Can Mike Hayes track down Dustin Franklin and steal a Nerd TV podium position here at the Homestead-Miami Speedway? That's going to be a race that we are going to watch as well, as he is closing in on him. Caden Bullard solidly in the top 5 right now. We got a big battle between Michael Thorpe Jr. and J.J. McCoy. They've been duking it out for about the last 5 laps or so. And that's exactly what Caden wants to see. That's going to help secure his spot. Oh man, J.J. McCoy took a weird angle entry and hard cut down through that corner there to try to get something on the 34 of Thorpe.
Yeah, that was kind of weird what he did there. So we'll see what he's going to do here as he goes to the bottom. He's probably trying to stay off of him as we got 2 laps to go. Now, you know, the intensity level for these guys that are now trying to just, you know, stay in the battle, trying to, you know, improve their spot by even just 1. Yeah, the intensity is now going to ramp up for these guys right here.
Yeah, and these guys are racing it out hard. They are reeling in the 18. Oh, and they're really going to reel in the 18 now. That was hard contact. 2 laps to go. Caden Bullard trying to hold on for everything he can for that top 5 finish in his first outing here. But they are closing in as we sit right now. Mike Hayes trying to close in on Dustin Franklin. White flag flies. I don't think Mike Hayes is going to have enough for the 74 of Dustin Franklin unless Franklin has a slip up. Just like I don't think Danny White is going to have anything for the 89 of Bobby Mantle unless Bobby Mantle has a slip up. But right now it is clear sailing. Bobby Mantle into turn 3 for the final time, working his way through the apex. Coming off of turn 4 one more time. 6 races, 6 different winners. Bobby Mantle, your race winner tonight here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
And I told you right from the start, I thought that 89 truck was going to get her done. And lo and behold, the 89 truck, she got her done.
Well, I can tell you this. This is for Bobby Mantle's dad. Nothing runs quite like a deer.
Yeah, you know, you're not wrong there.
Excellent run there. And look at that. The tire strategy call worked out for Dustin Franklin. Got himself a podium. And Caden Bullard does hold on for his first top 5 in his first running and outing here for the Global Racing League Truck Series. What a night for a lot of drivers. And talk about Michael Thorpe, too. His first outing just outside the top 5 in P6. So excellent run for a lot of drivers tonight.
Yeah, 89, you know, Bobby Mantle, he's going to burn what's left of them Goodyear Wrangler tires down. That was a heck of a run for him. I knew that he was going to be strong. Kind of worried me a little, but I'm glad that he found the pace late and is now burning it down in the infield.
Yeah, burning
the good
it
news
down.
is he hasn't hit the wall yet, so we can't make fun of him for that.
Yep, no, they know the rules over here just because Jeremy's not here. That is a Nerd TV thing we do. They know the rules. You hit the wall during your burnout, we are going to call you. Oh, we're going to call you out, and he's toying right now.
Yeah, he probably knew that was coming, so he wanted to entice this a little bit.
Oh, but as Bobby Mantle burns it down, we are going to go over our unofficial results right now. Again, unofficial, pending any admin calls. Bobby Mantle, Danny White, Dustin Franklin. That is your Nerd TV podium. We will be talking to them momentarily. Rounding out the rest of your top 5 is Mike Hayes and Caden Bollard in his first outing. Rounding out the rest of the top 10, Michael Thorpe Jr., excellent run for him in his first outing. J.J. McCoy, Austin McGill, Brad Miner, and David Holsey.
In 11th, you got Tyler Honeycutt, Stephen Hayes in 12th. 13th is Jonathan Gaston. 14th, first of the cars not on the lead lap is E.J. Luna. 15th of Noah Tansman. 16th, Jeffrey Wimmer. 17th, Anthony Emmerich. 18th, you have Don, was that Blazer?
Blazer, yep.
Blazer, okay, yeah. Hey, you never know with some of these names.
Oh, absolutely.
19th, Joshua Raymond, and 20th you get Brody Marinko.
Yeah, rounding out the rest of your 30 truck field. 21st, Steve Knight. Kevin Martin had a strong start. Not where he wanted to end, though. Finishes P22. Jacob Grant involved in an incident. P23. Justin LeBlanc. 24th. 25th, Raj Mangipudi. 26th is going to be Chuck Cobb. 27th, John Howard. 28th, Kenny Heath. 29th, Shane Wielden. And Ron Holmes in 30th. Again, Wielden and Holmes did not start the event, but they are docked on there for the 30 truck field as well. So excellent showing. But Keach, we are going to take a short commercial break. We're going to round up our Nerd TV podium, and we will be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful, booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
And welcome back to the post-race show, as we are going to talk to our Nerd TV podium finishers. First on the docket is going to be the number 74 of Dustin Franklin. Dustin, man, what a race out there. How are you feeling right now?
Oh man, if we'd had another caution, we'd have been in trouble. I know Steven and them had some tires in the pits. But yeah, man, just being there at the end is what it's all about, as you can see. I think I just ran them off a little bit too much for Bobby there, trying to get out front and get a gap. Still learning that portion of the game, so hopefully I do better in the future.
Yeah, and that's what Keach and I were talking about up here. We we seen that you had some of the freshest tires out there. Besides Danny White and Bobby Mantle, they looked like they had probably a couple lap fresher tires than what you did. But that's what we were saying was, hey, it has to stay green. In order for this to pay off, it has to stay green. And I tell you what, the strategy call worked. Yeah, you put yourself in the Nerd TV podium once again with a very similar strategy call. Last time you were in Victory Lane, the Icon Apparel Company Victory Lane. This time you're in the podium. Man, how does it feel right now? It seems like that's a pretty strong start for you this season. How you feeling going into next week's race?
Yeah, man, pretty good. Martinsville, I'm pretty decent at short tracks. So I'm really excited about that. But I guess it has a lot to do with people around you. But we're going to try to keep it up front and not run towards the back most of the race like today. We're going to try to dominate up front next week.
Glad to hear it. Well, I tell you what, you've been on a tear so far this season. Got a win under your belt. Got another podium under your belt. Still a lot of racing to go, but you're definitely heading in the right direction, my man. But the floor is yours. Well deserved. Give shout outs. Thanks. Anybody you'd like to mention?
Hey, I'd like to say I appreciate you guys. Lone Star, everybody that runs this league, Fort Worth Screen, John T. Garrett, ARCA driver. He's out this year, but he'll be back next year, so check him out. And I guess just everybody's watching on here on YouTube or Twitch. Appreciate you guys, and it makes this worthwhile.
Absolutely. We appreciate all the kind words. Well, good luck, man, and we'll look forward to seeing what you can't do to see if you can survive the track dubbed the Paperclip next week.
Have a great night, fellas.
You too. That was Dustin Franklin, your third place finisher. Now going to move in your second place finisher tonight, and that's going to be none other than the 64 of Danny White. Danny White finishing P2. Danny, how was that race for you tonight?
Dude, I ain't gonna lie, I had a blast.
No, I tell you what, it looked like it. It looked like it, especially there towards the end.
Yeah, I felt like I had a top 10 car, no doubt. I seen Bobby dive into that last caution to get tires. I was like, I'm going with him. Let's see how this thing shakes out. And it worked out in my favor.
Oh, that was definitely the strategy call of all strategy calls. Dustin Franklin did that just a number of laps prior. I was hoping that no caution was going to come out because that was going to put him on good tidings and probably could have put him on par to be the first repeat winner of the season 7 here for the Global Racing League Truck Series. But another caution came out a number of laps after that with another big pile up, and that set it up for you guys to come down and get some tires. And I tell you what, I mean, you and Bobby were dialed in there. Do you think there was anything else you could have done to try to track down Bobby? It seemed like you were good. You were good getting into the corner and right there at the apex, but it seemed like he had you a little bit on the exit. Was there anything you could have done differently to try to close that gap?
Nah, I burnt myself up a little bit trying to get past some of the cars that were in front of us on old tires. And by the time I got with him, I was just trying to ride a little bit. I felt like I was beating him in 1 and 2, and he was killing me in 3 and 4. I tried running high, tried staying low, just every which way I could go. But he's just a little bit better than me. He hit his spots a lot better than me today, and he definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, and I mean, don't undercut yourself. P2 here at this track. I mean, you survived. You made it away from the big wrecks, because those last 2 wrecks were, I mean, for Homestead-Miami Speedway, I mean, they were some pretty big-sized wrecks. They took a lot of trucks out, just clogging everything up. But P2 is no undercut at all, man. That is a well-deserved second place. Good running. What can we expect from that 64 team going into next week's event at Martinsville?
I'm hoping more of the same. I've had a rough start to this season. You know, I ran top 5, top 10 in points all last season. This season's just been one bad run after another. So hopefully this is turning the corner and we'll go to Martinsville and get us another top 5, top 10.
Well, hopefully, like you said, this is the one that turns the corner for you, buddy. Glad to see you up here in the Nerd TV podium. It's been a hot minute, but knew that you'd make your way back up here. So again, congratulations on your P2 tonight. Well deserved, but the floor and the mic is yours. Any thanks and shout outs you'd like to give?
No, just a shout out to Global and my old dog teammates. They've been awesome. We did a lot of practice Wednesday to get ready for this race. But super great teammates. Raced really clean with everybody, and I'm just excited for all of us moving forward.
All right, my man. Glad to hear that, and I'm sure they appreciate those shout outs as well. You enjoy the rest of your night. We look forward to seeing that 64 truck in action next week in Martinsville.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for all you do.
Absolutely. You have a great night.
You as well.
All right, and that was the 64 of Danny White. Now to key up and bring in our race winner, sixth different winner in as many races. Probably one that he's been waiting on for quite some time, at least I know after Coda. But Bobby Mantle hits the Icon Apparel Company victory lane. Bobby, man, how was that race for you, besides the obvious of talking to you here in the victory lane?
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I finally snagged one of these. As you guys know, I've been fighting them for a while, so finally tick that off the list for the season. But it was a good run. I knew I had a good long run truck. Fortunately, we didn't get too many long runs, but when we did, I was able to really take advantage of the setup. And then with these late cautions, second last one, I was gambling. I kind of wanted to go in for the tires, but I figured, no, best not. There'd probably be another one. And then when the second one happened, I was like, oh, okay, it's time. I got to do it. Went and put the fresh tires on, threw my adjustments in, and I had a certified ripper. So it was a good time.
Yeah, that certified ripper, that is an understatement. And yeah, I mean, that was a good call. I mean, and it's a gamble. Anytime you go to do that on late race cautions, when you know you got a set of freshies in pit road, Dustin Franklin took the opportunity on that first caution you were talking about. That's what got him out to the lead. But those 2 additional laps there that you had, 2 to 3 additional laps with those tires there, that was definitely the best call there, and it was a good one because Danny White followed you right in. That's what put Danny White P2 as well, and he was trying everything he could to try to track you down, but you seem like you had this thing dialed in, so congratulations on that one there. I mean, it's well deserved. We've talked to you a number of times up here in the podium, just never in victory lane, but we can't say that anymore. So congratulations again. But what can we expect out of that 89 truck going into next week's race at the Clip?
A lot of white knuckle racing. I'm hoping we can get through it the least painful way possible. The paper clip's tricky, so hopefully everyone just kind of chills and tries to get through it because it's going to be a tough one. But I have no idea how I'll fare there. I'm just going to try and stay alive.
There you go. Now with the win under your belt, finally, does that proverbial monkey off your back, so to speak, does that make it a little easier knowing that you at least have a win on the season, as close as you have come so many times over the last 5 races?
Oh, definitely. It was kind of teasing me. I was so close to getting it quite a few times, and then things wouldn't go my way. So yeah, it's a little bit of weight off my back to finally get that one under my belt.
There you go. Well, you can tell your dad as well that because you're running that John Deere scheme, that I did make the comment after you crossed the line winning that nothing runs quite like a deer.
Awesome.
So again, congratulations, my man. Well deserved. It's been a long time coming, at least 6 weeks worth coming in. But again, well deserved. Look forward to seeing what that 89 truck can do come next week at Martinsville. Like you said, it's going to be a tough one, white knuckle, but the floor is yours. Mike is yours. Any shout outs or things you'd like to give?
Oh, well, I got to say a big shout out to you guys. These broadcasts are amazing to watch. So really looking forward to this one. I'm not quite sure why I'm really favor this one, but it's going to be a good one to watch. I got to give a shout out to the guys on my team. We have a blast coming here and doing these races. And I got to say shout out to the amount of guys we have turning out to these races. We've never had these kind of numbers, so hopefully we can keep it up. Hopefully we can clean up a little bit of the racing a little bit. And hopefully it's a good season here on out.
Yeah, numbers have been fantastic. Averaging 30-plus cars per event, 6 weeks in. That's stellar numbers there. Do want to sit here and tell you not to forget your cheerleading squad. It's not lame. Always cheers you on, and Dwayne was cheering you on as well. So you had a couple people in there cheering you on. So I believe the last message we have was, "Let's freaking go!" 89 from Dwayne. So.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for reminding me. Sometimes you forget these things. So, yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate you.
There you go. All right, man. Well, good luck next week. Enjoy and savor the victory tonight, and we'll see what that 89 truck can do next week in Martinsville.
All right, thanks, guys.
And that was Bobby Mantle, your race winner for tonight. Again, long time coming. He has been so close so many times, but was able to get it done tonight. So excellent job by Bobby Mantle and company. Keach, man, Homestead-Miami Speedway. Did not disappoint. A lot of racing action, a lot of close action. I mean, it even showed us some big-time pileups, which we don't typically see here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Yeah, Homestead usually always has a race like this, every so often. It's not very often that you get it, but, big one that comes to mind was, 2016, the championship finale where JJ got number 7. Carl missed out on his first championship, but it was a good race all around tonight, and these guys definitely showed off.
That they did, but it is our time to wrap things up. Remember, if you love seeing the racing action that these guys over here at the Global Racing League Truck Series put on, it is going to be white knuckle bumper to bumper racing action next week. That is going to be March 30th, and that is going to be at Martinsville Speedway. So, again, tune into that because it's going to be a wild one. But on behalf of myself and Keach, I appreciate you hopping in the booth as well. Much respect, my guy. But again, on behalf of myself and Keach and the rest of the Nerditudes group, we like to wish you guys a great Sunday evening. And remember, stay safe out there, game on, and be sure to get your nerd on. And remember, it is not goodbye. It is just till next time.
Back when nothing truly mattered.